What's up, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to Dictate the Day. I'm Dick, and I got a good one for you today. Man, had to take some time off, had some power outages, storms got crazy where I live, but I'm back. I am back, and I'm super happy to see you. I got some clips, and descriptive words I really can't. Some of them are dark, some of them are eye-opening. Some of them will, potentially morph your reality. But remember, it's all just entertainment. I'm here trying to help you get through your day. Maybe give you some tidbits of information that would encourage you to do some research. Or maybe you just want to sit back, relax, and let me show you some of the darker sides, some of the esoteric, some of the what am I looking at? You know what's good. You know what's good. It's Monday. It's the 27th. And Tricky Dicky is back on the attack. Let me prepare myself here. Let me kill this music. It is real good to see everyone. Not that I can really see you, but you know what I mean? I can feel you. I can feel you. And, man, I missed you. I missed you a lot. I really, really did. I feel guilty now when I can't put one of these up. Something is happening. I don't know what it is, but I kind of like it. Okay, all right. Yeah, I got kind of a heavy load today of clips, but I really wanted to show you, and I've been curating for days, even though I wasn't able to post. So I picked out the best stuff. And so we're going to get right into this. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't be one of my normal uploads if I didn't give you some of Money Bates. This is Expensive Taste on TikTok, and he's always got some crazy cool information that I like to share with everyone. Keep in mind, I know I said it already, but it's entertainment. Entertainment only. Yeah, do you see what that says? If you don't know who this AXON is, it's the law enforcement camera surveillance thing. See how it says they're watching you? Amazon Ring partners with Flock Safety and Exxon, whatever that is, Axon. You might want to get rid of your Ring cameras. I have a feeling. Remember, this is just me. I don't know. This is just a thought. It's probably more than just the Ring cameras. I'm just saying. I mean, when a crime is committed, allegedly, a search warrant, they can use cell phone tower location cameras where, if it potentially witnessed some action. Yeah. A little bit further from this, I've got some of the digital ID stuff. It's getting super weird out here, y'all. Watch this. Watch this. This is crazy. Here we go. Thank you, Money Bates.
I'm about to say something a lot of people might not want to hear, but you might need to get rid of your Ring camera immediately. Amazon Ring just partnered with a company called Flock Safety. If you don't know who that is, they're a police surveillance company. The same company whose cameras track license plates, follow car movement, and have been used in ICE raids and abortion-related investigations. So imagine this. Your Ring footage, your front door, your guests could soon be connected to a massive law enforcement network. That's not home security anymore. That's surveillance. It gets worse. Starting November, that Flock partnership goes live. In December, Ring is bringing another company called Action, the same police tech company behind tasers and body cams. And they partner with them to roll out facial recognition features on your device. So think about that. Flock, they track license plates. Action scan faces. Both of those companies work together until they suddenly cut ties in July. Now they're working with Ring separately. You see what that look like? That's strategic separation. Different name, same data flow, same profits. Mind you, this ain't a conspiracy. This is right out in the open. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
But they're building a decentralized surveillance network, and your Ring camera is one of their eyes. Which means you didn't just buy a door cam, you put yourself in a big text police feed. You think you're protecting your home, but you're really giving them 24 access to your life, your license plate, your kids, your visitors, etc., etc., etc. I think that says it all right there. Pay attention. I'm about to say something a lot of people might not want to
This is
hear.
one thing I think about though. Look, if something horrible happened, you know, the higher power, God forbid, you would want that evidence. You would want that, what the assailant, whatever, the dude or chick that broke into your home, and you would want the help from law enforcement and whatnot. I say this almost every single one of these uploads I put up. I feel like I'm living in a movie. Like, this is so Black Mirror-y. You take the digital ID, you take this, the social credit score, the Palantir, man. Woo! It's almost too much because I have this tendency to overthink, and it's too much. It's too much. How does this make you feel? If this was real, because we know it's entertainment, how does this make you feel? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. While you're at it, why don't you smash that like button? And if I provide you any form of entertainment, even if it's just because you think I'm so weird or whatever, maybe think about subscribing. It really helps me out. I'm sitting a little bit like 153 subscribers, and hell to the yeah. You know that fires me up. I love it. I love it when people love me back. Okay, let's go. Did y'all see this weekend? Oh my goodness.
Some of you may remember not too long ago, I was talking about how volcanoes
Check this out.
all
Volcanoes
over the
are
world
coming,
were
y'all.
starting
They
to become
here.
more active and pose a threat. Just this year alone, we've seen record high lava fountains coming out of a volcano in Hawaii, a volcano eruption in Indonesia that forced authorities there to evacuate its citizens and ground multiple flights, and large groups of animals in Yellowstone flee en masse, allegedly due to the park's supervolcano activity. Well, now we're being told that an Iranian volcano that was allegedly dormant for 700,000 years is all of a sudden becoming active and waking up. This is the second or third time we've been told that a volcano is all of a sudden waking up after being dormant for allegedly thousands of years. If some of you can remember, this is the exact same thing that happened with volcanoes in a Cascade Range, which is an area located in the US. Scientists originally thought that these volcanoes had been dormant for thousands of years, but found gigantic magma chambers right beneath it. Oddly enough, there's also a volcano located in New Jersey, and although it's been dormant for thousands of years, based on the patterns we've seen with other volcanoes, who knows how long it'll actually stay dormant. Some of you may remember not too long ago, I was talking about how volcanoes all over the world.
Okay. This is Don't Ghost Me on TikTok. This is, maybe like 5 days ago that he posted this. Shout out. Check out his channel. But this just happened. Watch this.
I'm about to say something a lot.
Some
My
of you may
bad. Look at this. You hear that? No, thank you. Look at that. And that's not even a full explosion. That's just, an off-gassing or whatever. It is, man. So this is the, it's in the Philippines. Check it out. Okay, I gotta pause this for a minute. Time-lapse captures the Philippines, I'm not sure, Talal volcano spewing ash in a series of eruptions. I guess this is probably one of those volcano cams that, there's no actual person up there. This is all remote, whatnot. Damn, it's crazy because it's sitting so calm at first, and then it doesn't look that intense at first, but just wait. It's not done. I'm telling you, man, Mother Nature undefeated. There's no, once she decides she wants to do something, it's done. Look at this next one.
Tara! Takbo! 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 Inang! Inang! Inang po! Inang po!
They are, they're a good distance away, and they're still like, peace, y'all, we out of here. Audi 5000. Look at that. Run! It's kind of beautiful, but I'm gonna kind of turn it down a little bit. That boat's kind of loud. Man, I don't think you can get away in time. Look at that, how fast it's coming. It's coming. This clip is almost 6 minutes long. I haven't watched the whole thing. I just saw this, was like, I gotta show this. It is beautiful, but it's beautiful, dangerous. Just get out of there, y'all. Look, man. In less than 2 minutes, it's gonna be right where they were. Here's the problem. The ash, the cloud of smoke, the ash that's trapped in it, all that stuff, it's super hot. It suffocates your breathing. Nah. I'm telling you, man, those boats are cool. Volcanoes, earthquakes, all this natural disaster, man. There's just no, you can predict a little bit of it, you know. The animals usually know when stuff's about to pop off. Crazy. It's just more of that, the same. Man. And this has been happening on such a regular basis as of, you know, more so than I can ever remember in my past. Like, not this often. The earthquakes that we've been having, some of the largest ever. The tsunamis that are created. You know, I say this periodically, and I'm not trying to pump any fear up on you. You know what I mean? I do want you to be aware. If I can do anything, it's just say, hey, you know, head on a swivel, be prepared. You know, preparation is key. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying a volcano is going to take us out, especially if you're in the United States. I mean, we got Yellowstone and whatnot, but, you know, I feel like if you're prepared for one thing, it helps you be prepared for another, regardless of what it is. Just, you know, food, water, medicines, protection. All right, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. I'll shut up.
Wait, hold up. Let me get this straight. So one of the richest men on earth wants you to have a digital ID, and that's just the beginning. Larry Ellison, the owner of Oracle and now TikTok, not only said he wants our data centralized with an AI surveillance system, but he also said this.
Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything.
Citizens will be on their best behavior. That sounds like a very dark dystopian future. And speaking of citizens, these people are protesting as we speak in the streets of London with signs that say no to digital ID. And why does this seem like a bigger overall plan in Europe? Because not only they're pushing a digital ID, but a CBDC as well, a central bank digital currency, in which is being pushed by this woman, the president of the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde.
Put to reality this digital euro. The deadline for us is going to be October of 25. And we all get.
This is why education is key, you guys. Here's a trick bag. So they don't want you buying Bitcoin and other decentralized protocols, but they want you to buy their crypto, a CBDC, controlled by them and only them. And if you guys don't think this can happen, well, it's already happening in China right now with digital IDs and a social credit score.
I once again cannot buy food. A couple days ago, my uncle and my cousin helped me get a cell phone that is linked to a Chinese bank card so that I could buy anything.
And if that's not bad enough, they even have facial recognition technology for kids to get inside their own schools. And I'll say it once and I'll say it again. They always put it in the movies. Remember that episode on Black Mirror years ago where they had a social credit score system? Well, surprise, surprise, it's here. Make sure you guys hit me up for consultations to get educated on what's going on, link in bio. But what do you guys think about all this? Let me know below. Wait, hold up. Let me get this straight.
Okay. The very first comment on the Maverick approach, this is one of my favorites. Like, I show at least one clip every time. Love this guy. He's doing big things. Very first comment, it says, remember, this only happens if we let it happen. You know, during this clip, they showed all those people in the UK protesting that new digital ID because they said, look, you can't hold down your job. You can't do nothing unless you get this digital ID. All those people are out there protesting. I haven't done any recent research of like what's going on in the UK now, but I guarantee you they still aren't happy if they're still trying to force this upon the people. You know, they were showing that new government digital blockchain money, and then they were showing the Bitcoin on this last clip. You know, if you're, and I'm not talking about the uber elite rich, they're good. Okay, we know they're good. They're the ones behind the curtain, Wizard of Oz style. But if you're, you know, exceptionally wealthy, you can diversify your portfolio, if you will, and have gold and have paper money and have real estate and have Bitcoin and have enough money to buy up that CDBC, that central bank decentralized currency or whatever. So, you know what I mean? You good. But if you the average, like us out here in these streets, it's going to be difficult. And, you know, if you want their help, you got to get all the biometric scans. You got to be logged into the social credit. You know what I'm saying? This is just entertainment. But remember, we could change it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's go.
Lucky, the creator of the Oculus Rift, is now the founder of the defense technology company Andreal Industries. Okay, here it is. Okay, so lots of weapons, but he went on.
This is Casper Site. Shout out Casper Site, another one of my favorites. He just reached 1 million subscribers over on here on YouTube. This is TikTok that I'm showing the clip from. I've been watching this guy forever. What he's talking about, like he said, Palmer Luckey. That's a strange name. That just sounds like I don't think that's really his name, but maybe it is. He's the dude that created the Oculus, sold it, made $1 kajillion, and now he makes the video game level weapons for the military now. And the one that Mr. Casper Site here, Ben, is highlighting is this helmet that has this display that allows you to track people even when they're behind walls and whatnot. So there is no hiding. If you, I was thinking about the camera surveillance in our homes, and then this thing, and then drones knocking on our door, and you know, it's just like the movies. It's like the movies we live in. Okay, sorry, here we go.
On to say this about the New Jersey drones.
Something weird was happening.
Yeah.
In New Jersey. What are you saying?
So something that was observable by some sensors and not by other sensors, and that's really the common thread between a lot of these things. Like it'll show up on visual, like a guy sees it with his eyes and he sees it with a thermal sensor, but it isn't showing up on radar. Or something they'll see it on radar, but they can't pick it up on other sensors. And of course there are some things where it's multi-sensor, but in general, when I say something weird, it's not obviously just drone, or weird in that it's acting in ways we don't expect. Like, how does something move so quickly and not have any skin heating? Why isn't it white hot if it's moving that fast through the air? How can it change direction so quickly without the airframe tearing apart? That's what I mean by weird. And look, I don't know what this stuff is.
When you say but weird, like what was observed?
So the weird thing that was observed was primarily that there was something there in an area that it shouldn't have been, and that there shouldn't have been anything, there should not have been anything that was able to endure for that long in that area with those characteristics. Like this little tiny drones that can not show up on radar and that can, you know, kind of hide in place like that, they don't have hours and hours and hours of endurance, right? They fly for 25, 30 minutes tops.
Battery life.
And then also they typically would need to be launched by something, you know, right close to there. And the particular area it was in, it would have been really hard to launch from one of the nearby areas, get over the water, get to there, and then stay there as long as it did.
So at the beginning there he said you can either see it by radar and not by the human eye, or see it by human eye and not on radar, or concoction of all the different things, or whatever software or hardware you're using to see these things. So did this pilot just not see this thing? I'm just saying, like, maybe it's something that he didn't see, or clearly didn't see, otherwise he would have just tried to move around. But
what that is, because he didn't really, there was I had this clip on here, but it was too long. That's the pilot's arm. That's the windshield there of a large, you know, plane, 747, whatever it is, one of the big passenger aircrafts. And one of these drones struck the window. Like, I don't know if the drone if they ever found it or what it was. But this is the damage the pilot received from it crashing into his window as he was flying. It wasn't a bird. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Sorry, here we go. I froze for a minute.
For that impact, I would imagine that, I'm going to say it's an asteroid of some sort of space debris, okay? Lucky, the creator of the Oculus Rift is now the foul.
If that was space debris, like a piece of a comet, and now it's lodged inside that pilot's arm, is he going to transform? Is his DNA going to change? I don't know. It's just, that's my child mind. Entertainment, I'm just kidding. Okay, here we go. Appreciate everybody.
Major breaking news. I wasn't going to talk about it, but this is pretty massive. So on October 26th of 2025, today, a U.S. Navy MH-60R Seahawk helicopter and an FA-18F Super Hornet fighter jet, both assigned to the Nimitz-class aircraft carrier USS Nimitz, CVN-68, experienced separate crashes during routine flight operations in the South China Sea. Apparently, the incidents occurred approximately 30 minutes apart. So one of them crashed, and then 30 minutes later, another one crashed, prompting immediate search and rescue efforts by the USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group. All 5 crew members were recovered safely with no reported injuries. The Navy has emphasized that the events were unrelated. The MH-60R Seahawk crash happened when the helicopter from Maritime Strike Squadron 73 ditched into the water during standard operations. Now, the squadron specializes in anti-submarine warfare, surface surveillance, and search and rescue missions. All 3 crew members ejected safely and were swiftly rescued by nearby naval assets. Now, the FA-18 Foxtrot Super Hornet crash happened at approximately 3:15 p.m. local time, approximately 30 minutes after the Seahawk crashed. They believe that it was from Strike Fighter Squadron 22 within CVW-17, and that also went down shortly after, but both pilots ejected safely and were recovered uninjured. Now, the USS Nimitz is currently on its final deployment before a scheduled refueling and complex overhaul, and was operating in the region as part of a U.S. Pacific Fleet activities amid the ongoing tensions in the South China Sea. But no evidence so far suggests that any foul play took place, and both incidents took place independently of each other. So that's all we know for now. If I hear anything else, I'll keep you guys updated.
This was as yesterday. And I showed that clip because it doesn't really go anywhere. You see my eyes though? That's my suspicious eyes. That's my, Look, they were in the South China. That's a horrible impression. I know, but it's all I got. China. They were close to China, is what I'm saying, doing operations over there. And I'm sure the powers that be over in China don't appreciate that. And those aircraft that had their problems, they're millions and multiple millions of dollars. And some of the highest technology, like usually those type of aircraft, from what I understand, you know what I mean? This is just bro science. They protect themselves from crashing. There's all kinds of warnings when something's about to go wrong so you can fix it as the pilot or, and I don't know how to fly these things, but I'm just saying, with the technology that China has and the fact that they make most of the chips that are inserted into those electronics, how hard would it be? This is just entertainment and I'm just overthinking, just random pretend thoughts. How hard would it be to manipulate that aircraft to not perform like it's supposed to? That's all I'm saying. That's why I posted this. I just thought, that's strange. Happened right next to China. I wonder. I don't know. Okay. Here we go. Just wanted to share. Here we go.
Montauk was never about time travel. That was the cover story. The real purpose was the development of global mind control, a frequency grid that could reach every human being on Earth. After the closure, Montauk's technology was miniaturized for satellite transmission under Project MindNet.
What?
Television, cell towers, satellite networks all operate on harmonic frequencies of the human brain. That wasn't accidental, it was by design. By embedding modulated signals into communication networks, entire populations could be influenced emotionally. Now, he said this like 25 years ago before we started having 5G towers. We could make people angry, afraid, euphoric, or calm them completely. It wasn't a theory, it was repeatable. Those discoveries...
I don't know what's happening. It's freezing. It's tripping. It's because I'm putting this up. I'm telling you, man. Look, sometimes...
form the basis of a planet-wide system. Every transmitter, every digital tower, all of them are potential nodes for the same grid. The Montauk signal was never turned off. It was scaled down, globalized, and automated. Some Montauk boys developed extraordinary abilities: telepathy, remote viewing, spontaneous bilocation, and were reinserted into society with no conscious memory. Periodically, under certain electromagnetic conditions, fragments, deja vu, the mind doesn't forget programming, Nicole said, it only buries it until the right frequency calls it back.
MK Ultra.
Yes. It's also interesting because when they were doing these experiments, they started noticing bleeds into our reality. So little changes, subtle changes, like
like Mandela effects.
Like Mandela effects. They started noticing street signs were slightly different, real small, tiny differences, but they were bleeding into reality, which is why they had to close the program. He believed humanity is entering the next phase, Project Phoenix 4, where collective consciousness itself replaces machinery.
Like AI.
Yeah. The grid can enslave us or it can free us. The only difference is who controls that frequency. Montauk wasn't about machines. It was about us discovering that reality itself listens, and when we speak the right frequency, it returns. Montauk was never about...
Yeah, right. What? Shout out to this podcast, too. I recently found this, and they have a plethora of stuff I'm going to get into. This is the Hard Yarn podcast. Check them out. It is crazy good. Damn, right? That kind of makes sense. Like, I don't know. Is that 100% true? I don't know. We'll find out in 50 years when all the, they finally release, yeah, we were controlling y'all through the satellites in space. Sorry. That's how the conspiracy theories always work. You give them enough time, and then they end up being true. That's why I hate calling them conspiracy theories. They need another name for that. Okay, let's keep it rolling. Oh yeah, you see this? Police officers observed this object using binoculars. This was in Minnesota. What is that? We were just listening to Casper Sight talk about Palmer Luckey, and then Palmer Luckey was talking about the orbs, the drones, the things, the Dior bags. Looks kind of similar, just in a different spot. What are those? Right? I mean, there's theories out there that angels, demons, are these ethereal beings. They're not aliens. They're spiritual. But how can we be sure? What is this? I got a feeling we're going to find out, though. Okay, here we go. My goodness.
That's the whole lake. They're everywhere.
This is Branson. Look at this.
All the way to the dam. Unreal.
I thought this was AI at first.
That's the whole lake. They're everywhere.
This is Branson. Look at this.
All the way to the dam.
I don't know, but I don't like it. AI or not, I really don't know if that's AI. Usually it has some caption on here that's, it shows that AI created this. This was a week ago. This is supposed to be Branson, Missouri. This is literally on Branson area breaking news. That is too many snakes. I guess there's a waterway. Maybe that's what that is back there, and the dam is there. And then these are just, what kind of snakes are these? And why are there so many? I will not be living near this place. I'm not super scared of snakes, but I'm good. I don't need that in my life. What? What? Man, it's too many. Okay, I wanted to show that to you. What is going on? Oh my God. Remember how I said animals can tell when stuff's about to pop off? Is that what that's about? I don't know. Okay, here we go.
What the?
Watch this. Like, is this... I thought maybe a jellyfish. And then I thought, well, maybe it's eggs from some creature in the ocean that I just don't know about. Look at this. You'll see why I think it's eggs. But I don't... It kind of look like eggs.
How is that?
But it is long.
It's huge.
And it's kind of moving. I don't know if it's moving with the water. I don't know if it's one of those deep sea animals coming up because something's scaring it from the bottom, because that's been happening. Oh, what is that?
I would not have a clue what that is. But they're all connected.
If anyone could tell me what this is, let me know in the comments.
Please.
What the?
It's a lot, too. Like, what animal is that? What? I'm assuming, due to that gentleman's accent, like that's, I don't know, Australia, the water's off of Australia, and you know they got some crazy stuff out there, especially in the water. South Africa, I don't know. But, dude, so many things. Okay, here we go. Oh, you see this? What's this? Supposedly, it's some space debris, like a satellite or a rocket piece or something, but it sure looks weird. Speaking of Australia, it landed in Australia. Western Australia. That's the police camera there. You know, I was showing this to my wife, and she thought it kind of looked like the Ken Panama thing. It kind of does. It's on fire right there. I'm sure that was earlier in the day. Looks like they extinguished it with water. Okay, and then we got...
So I was really excited to hear something from space had hit Earth. I thought, sweet, maybe it's a meteorite, aliens, new elements, the whole cosmic jackpot. But nope, turns out it was just more rocket debris. Some miners in Australia found it and actually thought it may have been from an alien craft, so they called the police. Because like all of us, if something falls from space, we're hoping it's fucking aliens. But it was just later identified as a component from a Chinese-made rocket. And apparently, recently, there's been an increase in space debris falling to Earth. And according to reports, this thing came down at 17,000 miles an hour. And think about something like that hitting somebody, and all you really got to say is, oh, well, billionaires need to go to space. Because, you know, back in June, it was reported that a 3-foot, 90-pound piece of SpaceX Crew Dragon was found in North Carolina. You know, because when a rocket launches, they shed parts as they go, things like boosters and flarings and fuel tanks. Most of those things are meant to fall back into the atmosphere and burn up. You know, sometimes it doesn't even go through the atmosphere in order to burn up. Sometimes it just stays in space, and over time, those bits can collide with other junk, breaking into even more pieces. And that's called Keisler syndrome. At least that's how I think that's pronounced. It's the nightmare scenario where space becomes so full of debris that launching anything new becomes nearly impossible. I'm sitting here hoping for aliens, but when the sky starts falling, it's probably not aliens, it's just corporate space junk. So I was really excited to hear something from...
Crazy, right? Yeah, that's consumed propaganda and coffee. Super entertaining. Love his outfit for the whole thing. It's wonderful. Never seen what the dude looks like. But shout out that channel. Shout out. Check that dude out. Okay, here we go.
This is an update in regards to the massive mothership UFO seen over the skies of the city of Cúcuta in Colombia. This was captured around October 18th. Now, multiple witnesses are coming forward with their own videos. And I have to tell you, this was not power lines. This is something completely else. And everybody around the city saw it. Whatever this was, hung around for quite some time and then disappeared. Take a look at these next couple of videos, comment below, tell me what you think.
Ahí estamos viendo un fenómeno que se ha aparecido en este momento allá en el cielo.
I don't
Una luz
know if that's
entre
one thing
azul y
or a bunch of
verdosa,
little things.
toda rara.
It's crazy that it's rolling in with the storm, though. Kind of ominous, you know what I mean? They're kind of stationary. They're just chilling. This is the paranormallink.com. Myra Moore. Check her out. That's crazy, though, man. And with that alarm going off, man. What? It's like the alien purge. Where'd it go? Am I tripping? It's just gone. Wait. What am I seeing?
Uy, se fueron.
Looks like some kind of glitch in the sky. And multiple people are seeing it and reacting to it. Man. Thank you. Okay, here we go.
AI can't read cursive. AI can't read cursive. It never will be able to read cursive. Cursive. Because everybody's handwriting is different. Which is probably the reason why they took handwriting out of... AI can't read cursive.
I never thought about that before. Shout out Sugar Star Stone. That's cool. Looks like he's got his channel. He even has some clothing. Star Stepper clothing. I like it. My sons are in their mid-20s and can't write cursive. I have a 17-year-old stepdaughter and no cursive, no how that has been worked out of the learning process. My wife and I still write my name in cursive. I still got it all on lock. It was a big issue for me when I was in school learning cursive, you know what I mean? Interesting. Is that why they took it away from us? Entertainment only. So we can't, hand each other secret messages. I was thinking about this, overthinking, and I took it all the way to like Terminator. And so now we live in dystopian society or whatever, and we got the robots policing us. We've got cameras on us constantly, like we don't already, but you know what I mean? Social crediting it up. And the only way that we can like pass secret messages is if the older people are writing the messages in cursive. Kind of a cool plot twist in a movie or something. That's just what I was thinking. Man. Hey, if you got kids, teach them a little cursive. You know what I mean? If it becomes so obsolete, it might be a way for them to generate income later. I don't know. I think it's beautiful. Sometimes the cursive out there just is. It's so flowy and beautiful. Man. All right. I just thought I needed to show that one. Here we go. Look at this. I'm going to kind of turn, this has got music on it. I'm probably, look at this. Look how fast that motor scooter, it's out of here. If there were humans aboard that thing taking that kind of turn, it would liquefy you. That's in China. I'm going to kill the volume all the way because it's just music. Oh yeah, remember this? It looks like something's gassing up on the sun. You know the whole 3-eye atlas thing that's going on right now? It's behind the sun as of me making this video. We don't know what's going to happen when it appears on the other side. Did you hear what the Harvard professor said? Why would he say this? He's like, if you got any vacations planned, or you're going to go on holiday or whatever you're going to do it before the 29th of October. That's 2 days away. That's freaking Wednesday. Why are they pumping that thing like that? Man. All right, let's move. Check this out.
SBV.
I'm going to restart it.
Just closed.
Dude,
40.
This is what
the State Bank of Vietnam, SBV, just closed 43% of all bank accounts in Vietnam because they hadn't complied with biometric authentication. In other words, digital IDs, based on your fingerprint or your eye. And that's out of 200 million accounts across a population of 70 million. So this is fascinating stuff because it's just been done. Because the internet is not free in Vietnam, there's not a lot of chatter about it within the country. There's a lot of chatter about it outside of the country. And I'm chatting about it here now with you, to an Irish audience largely. And it's quite extraordinary because what it's actually saying is that biometrics are needed for any transaction in excess of around 393, and I don't know if that's Vietnam dollars or whether it's actually dollars. But the point is that, I think another potential Hudson razor might be something along the lines that, like any time that a government is suggesting to you that something that you already own as an asset or a service that you have a right to is no longer available unless you go through a digital ID process. I mean, that's alienating you from your service or your asset. That's the start of the control grid.
What? Did you hear about that? Like, that kind of stuff doesn't really hit the major news unless you dig for it. Almost half the bank accounts were seized or closed because they were like, no, I'm not going to give you my fingerprint, my retina scan, whatever that biometrics things is. What are we doing? I have this feeling the reason that these things are popping off, the entertainment, I'm just pretending, in countries where they're not allowed to, have defensive boomsticks like we do here. Not a lot of other countries have that, amendment. It's like test categories, and they're seeing how the people perform. Man, obviously, they don't like it. If you do research on like what the streets were looking like in Vietnam when all this was popping off, the people are upset. No good. Here we go.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Huh.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
I, Roberta McCoy.
Look. I don't talk about religion a lot because I'm kind of traumatized by it. I'll be completely honest. I was raised in what people would consider a cult. It was based on the Christian Bible, all that kind of stuff. I was force-fed that stuff as a child, and then as I grew into adulthood around puberty, I began to rebel, and then, it was on my own, started getting kicked out of the house about 15, and then on my own about the time I was 17, and it was all behind. I didn't think this was right. But yet, I'm still a super spiritual dude. As of now, I'm almost 50. I pray more than I ever have in my life. But I don't believe that you need someone to guide you on this path, like another human that's asking for money. Okay. Just saying. If you know the Bible, if you've read the scriptures, if you're trying to, mimic Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm talking about this right now. Jesus Christ went into the temples and destroyed them when they were hustling up money. It's in there. Just saying. And if you're looking for God, do your research. He or she is in there. It is in there. Okay, I know. I talked about it. I did it. Okay, check this one out.
One of the real problems with the Bible is as you get older and older with the Bible, things get weirder and weirder. So it's like, what was the original story? Like, if you get to the Dead Sea Scrolls are bananas. And there's stuff in the Dead Sea Scrolls, like if you get, like, I had Rep Luna, Anna Paulina Luna on the podcast, and she was talking to me about the Book of Enoch. She goes, you ever read that? And
But
I was
that's
like,
not
no.
included in the canonized.
Here's why. Because of rabbis. A bunch of rabbis said it didn't align with the Torah, and so they yanked it out. But it's an original biblical text, or at
Oh.
least a part of the original religious text that they found in the Dead Sea Scrolls in Qumran. When they found those clay tablets, the Book of Enoch was in there along with the Book of Isaiah.
We need to call Wesley
The Book of
Huff.
Enoch is nuts.
That's
I talked
the
to Wes
Giants
Huff about
one.
it.
That's the Giants
It's
one,
not
right?
just the Giants, it's aliens. It's about the Watchers who came down and mated with human beings. Bro, I'm reading it right now.
I know you are. I already know.
Bananas. She told me to read it. When they found it, they also found a version of the Book of Isaiah. This is one of the things that Wes Huff told me that was really fascinating. They found a version of the Book of Isaiah that is verbatim, the same as the version of Isaiah that was 1,000 years later, which they thought was the original.
Unbelievable.
That's what's crazy. For 1,000 years, they maintained the exact same story verbatim, writing it down and passing it on. And the Book of Enoch's in there with that. And the Book of Enoch is bananas.
Yeah, I think we might need to do a little deep dive on the Book of Enoch.
The Book of Enoch, it says that these Watchers came down and mated with human beings and created a race of giants called the Nephilim, who consumed and destroyed everything in front of them. Gee, that sounds like people. One of the real problems with the Bible.
Okay, I didn't realize that when I was curating the clips with the music there. So listen up, YouTube. I'm reacting. Okay, so it's under the fair use. All right, I've got less than 200 subscribers. No copyright strike needed. Okay, the song is Char, slowed by Crystal Castles, and that song is from APH Audio. All right, gave the credentials. Now back to the subject matter. Okay. There is a sect of Ethiopian people who have allegedly the most unabridged, unedited version of the Bible, and Enoch is in there. Look, there is more than one. There is, I can't remember exactly how many. It's 6 or a dozen books that were a part of the original. If you do any research on King James and the 47 men, I think it was 47 men, 46 men that helped him edit the Bible, and then go back to Constantine and his manipulation of the scripture to kind of curtail and control the people. Just information. That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to sway you one way or the other, but yeah, here we go.
You remember Elon's old girlfriend, Grimes? What his girlfriend is telling us, no, actually the goal is to do population reduction, and it's already in order, and it's coming soon. Saturate everybody with digital stimulation. Have them wearing goggles and glasses. Have them in their home. They're going to be docile. They're not going to know how to do anything in real life, and they're going to be easy to wipe out.
I think there's quite a bit of abdication of responsibility around like what are we going to do as people's jobs start being taken fairly aggressively. Luckily, there's a massive population drop coming, so luckily there's a massive population drop coming, so maybe everything is just fate and it's going to work out okay. But I feel like we might get like very, very, very good AI across every pillar of art before there aren't any more people to make art.
And so continue getting sucked into your digital stimulation, saying that's good enough, I love this, give me more, and then one day there'll be no more, and you will be no more. You remember Elon's old girlfriend, Grimes?
Okay, that's enough. That's enough, y'all. We did it. That's all I'm going to talk about today. We're right at 50 minutes. That's about enough. That's all I can handle. Okay, man. All right. Good things. Good things. I try not to, they talk about not living too much in the future, and the past you can't change either. So let's just stay in this moment, be thankful for the things that we have. 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, we breathing, we out here. I'm hydrating, working on my posture. Oh, man. I got food to eat. My family is safe. Stay in that moment. Stay full of gratitude. Whew. Whew. It's crazy out here, y'all. That's all I'm saying. It's crazy. I am. Which brings me to my original message with this channel. Dictate your day. That's what I'm saying. Stay current. Stay in the now. Make it positive. I always say share your knowledge. That's kind of what I'm doing with the channel. And spread your love. 100%. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Even if you don't love me, especially if you don't love me, I love you. Okay? Man. Yeah, everybody. Had a real good time doing this today. Thank you very much. If you've made it all the way to the end, ooh, you a real day taker. Okay, all right. Oh, G's in the house. And if you make it to the end of these videos on the regular, you know how I like to do it. Dick's gonna dip. I'm gonna see you on the flip. I'm gonna play a little music to get us on out of here, get our Monday underway. It's like 9:30 in the morning right now. I got up way too early today. All right. Taking my day. That's what's happening. Dick taking the day. Let me reset the song here. Yeah. All right, like I said, y'all. Spread the love. Hug them up. Share the knowledge. Teach them up. I promise you, it will help you. Help them, it helps you. I'm telling you, little bags in the wind. We got this, y'all. We got this. I'll see y'all on Wednesday. That's October the 29th. I'll probably do some 3i Atlas stuff because it makes sense. I look forward to it. Whew. I love you guys. I love you so much. Thank you. Take your day. I'll see you next time.